Hello, my name's Sanji, and today I want to talk about the belief of running out. Right? For me, my biggest thing that I became aware of, I was constantly feeling like I was running enough out of money. But once I understood this, you can never run out of anything because everything is within your self awareness, within source. And remember, you can never take away from source. You can never add, or else source wouldn't be whole and complete. So just the thought of running out is a little play, little story, a narrative that it's available to you as a possibility, as a potential, but in reality is not truth because underneath that thought, that belief, that story, that narrative, that character remains source, which is untouched, whole, complete, and perfect. And think about it like this, and this really helped me understand it. Think about the sky, and now think about the clouds that pass through the sky. There's clouds that may produce rain, right? Or there's smaller clouds or bigger clouds. But the fact of the matter is the sky is untouched. The sky doesn't panic, doesn't worry, because the sky knows those clouds are just an expression of its own self. And once I started to see things that way, it became easier for me to understand how you can never lose anything, you can never run out of anything, because everything is already within yourself. So, for example, if you purchase something or you make a payment, in our physical mind we think the money went somewhere else. But we see it that way because we're thinking, or we are seeing things linear. But remember, there is nowhere to go. It's only source. Source is everything in every form. Its source is different costumes, different forms, different possibilities. But underneath all that, source is always and has always been whole, complete, and perfect, which is you. For me, once I understood that, I felt free. Because every time the little cloud passed through my awareness, now I knew what was going on. Now I wasn't identifying myself with the cloud, with the thought. It was, yes, a possibility available to me. It was a narrative it was up to me if I wanted to keep choosing that. And sometimes, in another thing, was when I started being aware of all this information, I had the concept of ignore the 3D, ignore your thoughts. You need to embody that identity, and that's another trap. At least that's how I perceive it now. Because if you think about it, source doesn't need to grasp on any identity. So you could choose any identity, but you don't need to. As long as you go back to your truth, which is whole and complete. And once I understood them more, now those clouds of beliefs of running out still showed up, but now I can clearly see what was happening. It was a possibility that I kept choosing over and over again, and it was just passing through awareness. But now I didn't identify with it. Now I knew, yeah, it's valid, it's a possibility in my own awareness, but I don't have to choose that anymore. And that's our free will. We get to choose whatever feels delicious, exciting at the moment. And I'm not talking about you need to embody any character anymore. Because like I said, for me, once it clicked, and yes, I was trying to embody the character that had wealth, the character that had success, but then I still felt like I was gripping onto something. And then inside of me, something said, it shouldn't be this hard. Why do I still feel like I'm gripping onto this identity? I don't feel like the truth should feel like this. And it all went back to the same thing. Knowing who you are, resting on that truth. That's it. You don't need to affirm anything unless you want to. But not because you need to maintain any character, any identity. For me, it was recognizing these thoughts were passing through awareness, which is me, which they are within source. And it was up to me if I wanted to continue choosing that. Or simply say, look at the narrative, the story, that character passing through awareness. It's a possibility, but just like there is that possibility, there's another possibility of something else. So I intend, and I know this will resonate with many of you because we're beyond any character anymore. Just recognize who you are, rest in your truth, and that's it. Simple, easy, light. I love you all. Thank you.